Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Ben, this is Adventure Theory, and I'm going to help you know before you go.
Recently, I was looking around on Google Earth and Google Maps to find good dispersed camping and boondocking locations when I came across a canyon with a very intriguing name. With a name like Black Dragon Canyon, I knew I had to camp there, but I didn't have a whole lot of time for this trip, so I looked around for some short hikes to do in the area when I came across the petrographs and petroglyphs. That settled it. I was guaranteed going to camp in this canyon, so I loaded up the truck, and this is what I found.
That's a huge bummer. Oh well, there's a lot of dispersed spots out here and around anyway. And considering all the low ground for camping in the canyon is a super duper flash flood area, you probably don't want to camp in the canyon anyway, because if it rains really hard and it ends up flash flooding, well, you'll be in it. This is camp for the night, and tomorrow morning, first thing, Black Dragon. And because, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, it is February 29th. It is still technically winter, but it's been beautiful today. I brought a thermometer just so you can see what camping out here is like during the winter. Right now, my thermometer has been inside my tote in my action packer, so it's ambient temperature. Now obviously in the sun proper, it's a whole lot warmer. It's beautiful, it's glorious, I love it. But we're gonna see what that thing reads tonight, and then first thing in the morning when I wake up in this tent. I'm really well prepared, but not looking forward to a super cold morning. All right, the sun has officially dipped below the canyon rim. However, the sun is still out, but just in that little bit of movement from the sun, the temperature has gone down 12 degrees. So I expect when the sun is fully down and it's nighttime and early morning, it's gonna be chilly. Because I am so terrified of it being a miserably uncomfortable cold night, I have to do an ancient ritual of a sun dance to bring the warm weather and a cozy night. That, my friends, is chimichurri, and the smoke is in my eyes. But chimichurri is amazing, especially when it's homemade by an Argentine. This is dinner tonight. We have steak, potatoes, red peppers, and poblano peppers cooked in a chimichurri sauce. It's garlicky, like super garlicky with the olive oil and the parsley and the peppers. And then this, the veggies and the potatoes cooked. Let me tell you, you need to look up recipes for chimichurri. It's amazing. Mr. E, you are fantastic. Absolutely magnificent.
I know, sir. Thank you.
Between a horsehair poncho, a regular sleeping bag, and another sleeping bag inside, I should be fine. But sleeping at freezing and below freezing, because it's going to get even colder later tonight, this is not ideal. See you in the morning.
Oh, good morning. The night wasn't too bad. It was survivable. But let's see what temperature it is right now. 26 or 8, whatever. It's in the high 20s. This is the worst part, getting out of your warm sleeping bag. Hey. The night was not as miserable as I was expecting, not by a long shot, but only because I had so many layers going on. I had a thin sleeping bag inside of a thick sleeping bag with a really thick horsehair poncho on top of my sleeping bag, fully clothed, all the under layers, and my zippers worked on my sleeping bag, which helped. Whereas Mr. E back here, his zipper broke, so his night sucked. Yeah. Okay, I learned this lesson once before when I was making my video for Spooky Slot Canyon and Peekaboo Slot Canyon. Trying to fly a drone in a canyon, it can be done, it's delicate because obviously you're in a really narrow space, and I totally crashed my drone in Peekaboo Slot Canyon. I see it. Well, I just did the same damn thing. I'm trying to film Black Dragon Canyon here, trying to get a really neat shot, and just like a classic dummy,
I was flying it in reverse, very confidently. I flew the damn thing right into the canyon wall. So, we're gonna go try to recover it. Listen for the beep. But my poor little battle drone is getting worked. Oh well, let's go see these petroglyphs. Just remember, kids, life is hard, but it's harder when you're dumb. All right, so the petroglyph panel is just around the second S corner in Black Dragon Canyon. But Black Dragon Canyon Road goes a long ways. In fact, if you take it far enough, it'll tie in with the Buckhorn Draw Road area, if you're familiar with that section of overlanding. So this would be a great adventure to do for a couple nights. You can take this road way into the backcountry, right through the San Rafael Swell, which is one of my favorite formations in all of Utah. But let's go see these petroglyphs. And when I first saw this fence, I thought, oh no, I don't have a telescopic zoom lens, and I totally crashed my drone. What am I gonna do? I can't see these petroglyphs. Well, this fence has a break in it, so you can walk through. So now all I have to do is scramble up this rock. Now I don't know for certain, but it does appear that this has been outlined in chalk, or at least with another white rock, to make this thing stand out more. It just looks so bright and vibrant compared to the rest, and when you get used to seeing pictographs and petroglyphs, they're just kind of faded because they're hundreds of years old, sometimes thousands. And this white, I don't know, I'm skeptical about it. You tell me what you think in the comments, if this white outline is part of the original, or if someone else did that to make it stand out better. Now these ones here, I am certain are 100% original, which means hundreds, maybe even 1,000 years old or more. Just so incredible to be like in this area and in this presence and see these images. It never gets old for me. My buddy E and I, we've been wondering how this canyon got its name this whole time. Black Dragon. It's very cool. It's very specific. And I wonder if this is how it got its name. I could kind of see a dragon in there. So the two petrograph panels that I found, you got the red ones up here on top of this slab, up there. Then you have black ones in this alcove right over here. But because those ones in black are pretty high up, my GoPro doesn't zoom worth a damn, so I'm gonna see if the drone is fixed so I can get some better images of these petrographs. Okay, so I worked my gimbal real good. Like, that stabilization on the drone is shot. So we'll see if we can try to repair it later, or I might just have to get a new drone. So if you'd like to donate to the cause, or hey, DJI, you want to sponsor me? I need a new nice drone. I'm gonna put the GoPro on a 6-foot tripod and try to hold it up and see if that'll get some good images of these black petrographs. Check it out. I am all ears. Y'all tell me what you think these markings mean. And hopefully I was able to get a shot of them, because I had to put the GoPro on a 6-foot tripod and just hold it above my head. But I think a lot of this is like calendar dating and things like that, because of all the notches and lines with notches. So to me, I see some sort of a calendar, maybe even a few maps. Let me know what you think. So I went ahead and followed a little trail along the canyon wall, away from the black petrographs, and I did find some more images, way more faded. Check it out. Now typically, the more faded an image is, the older it is. At least that's what they say. So considering how faded these are, including the petroglyph, I would say these images are way, way, way older than the ones over there. And when I say way older, I mean it can be a matter of hundreds of years, even 1,000. Those ones, for example, could be 500 or 800 years old, where these ones are probably closer to 1,000, maybe even more. And as with everything, never touch pictographs or petroglyphs, never take artifacts. In fact, I think it's a federal crime. So just be respectful out here. Come and see it and enjoy it, but pack it in, pack it out, you know, leave no trace, don't leave a mess, don't leave your garbage, and don't touch anything and don't break anything. Basic stuff. All right, we followed the canyon wall all the way from the big red petrographs down to the black petrographs, over here to the really, really faded petrographs and a few petroglyphs. Then we're climbing up on this hill, up onto this black slab. And we found nothing more. But that doesn't mean there isn't more out here. They can be super hidden. But this was a really fun adventure. Totally random, just discovered on Google Earth. Came out and did it. I'm glad we did. See you in the next one. Now that was a really fun experience. If you have an idea for an adventure that we should go on, please put it in the comment section. And if you're looking for some more adventure ideas, you can click one of these links and go to the page, because there's literally hundreds of other adventures going on there, and I hope to see you next time.